Chapter 19, The Ninth Worm. That's not a worm, yelled Billy. How can it be a worm? Geez, this must be like 2 feet long. Oh, it's a worm, said Alan stubbornly. It's just like all the other worms. I rolled it in cornmeal and fried it. It's over 2 feet long, screeched Billy. He knew something was up. Otherwise, Joe wouldn't have come back, slouching in the doorway pretending to be gazing up at the clouds. But Billy noticed he kept glancing at Alan and him. And Tom was peering in the window again. Something was up. Look, said Alan, I'll cut it. You can see for yourself it's a worm. There, see? Come on, eat up. We ain't got all day. Joe and me have to go to Shauna's house with his father. Billy poked at the huge worm with his fork. Something sure was up. He ate the piece that Alan had cut, looking at the rest of the worm very carefully as he chewed. He ate another bite. He'd forgotten to dip it in horseradish sauce. Come on, said Alan. Yeah, said Joe. Eat up, Billy. We gotta go. I'll never be able to eat the whole thing, thought Billy. It would choke me. It's too much yuck at once. Half, he croaked. I'll eat half. This is some sort of ringer. There's never been a worm this long. Okay, said Alan. Then the bet's off. Suit yourself. Come on, Joe. He chickened out. Let's go. All right, said Billy, playing for time. The whole thing. You'll make yourself sick, said Alan. He's too anxious, thought Billy. What is going on? Leave him alone, said Joe. Let him eat. It's his stomach. He's trying to cover for Alan, thought Billy. He ate another bite. Then he began to scrape the cornmeal carefully off the worm with his knife. What are you doing? Said Alan. I think I'll have it plain today. No cornmeal. That's not fair. You can't... Glue? Screamed Billy all of a sudden. Glue? You glued 2 crawlers together? Geez, you bunch of lousy cheats. Tom, come look what they did. Come look what they tried to pull off. Glue. Panting. Tom bent over the plate. You're right. Geez. Alan kicked a pail, clattering against the wall. I told you I wouldn't make it work. He screamed at Joe. Oh, sorry. I told you it wouldn't work, he screamed at Joe. All right, so it didn't work. You couldn't think of anything better. That's cheating, said Billy. I ought to win right now. You cheated. 15 worms in 15 days, yelled Joe. You ain't won yet. So that's Billy pointing at the worms. And this is Tom, who's bent over looking at the worms. But you cheated, shouted Tom. So what? They argued and yelled, striding here and there about the barn, sprawling up against posts, flinging up their arms, kicking walls, banging down the pail or an orange crate, or squeezing their heads between their hands. It doesn't make any sense, Joe yelled at Billy. It didn't work, and you didn't fall for it. If you'd eaten the whole thing, then found out it was 2 worms glued together, then you would have claimed to win because Alan was cheating. Big mouth, shouted Alan from the horse stall. Oh my goodness, it's Friday, isn't it? Shouted Alan from the horse stall, where he was kicking the slates in. Who thought it up? Not me. Who cares who thought it up? Shouted Tom. It's still cheating. A pig looked in at the door, then wandered away. Joe ran out and stuck his head under the faucet by the kitchen steps. A minute later, he came running back, dripping, yelling, That's not true. What's not true? Said Billy, turning around from shouting at Alan. Whatever you said. What'd I say? It doesn't make any difference. You're a liar and you're a cheat, and so anything you say isn't true. You're crazy. Even Hitler or Jack the Ripper sometimes said things that were true. It's impossible to lie all the time. Behind them, Tom lay down on his back and said, Ah. Alan and Joe and Billy turned to look at him. What is the matter with you? Ah. 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 Silence. A bird flew in and then out through the broken window in the loft. Well, said Billy. Yeah, I see what you mean. He and Alan and Joe sat down on the overturned orange crates. After a while, Joe said, "Anyway, I was right. If Billy had eaten it, it wouldn't have been cheating. But he didn't. So, it's not. The bet is still on." The pig looked in at the door again. "A pig's loose," said Alan. "Look." "Where?" said Billy. "Oh boy, come on. We gotta catch it." He jumped up, and the pig bolted. "Hoo-wee!" yelled Billy, dashing out. Tom and Joe and Alan scrambled after him.